Hello everyone. We are going to continue with Unit 5, News Media. Today we're going to see lesson number 3, the school news. The objective of this class is to participate in standard spoken dialogue with peers, expressing ideas and opinions effectively and appropriately. The resources that we're going to use are Padlet, Nearpod, news article, roll cards, cell phones for our role play. You're going to express opinions and feelings by the debate and the role play we are going to do. Let's start with the anticipatory set. Okay, so you have to answer these questions using Padlet. Okay, so in your computers, you're going to answer these questions. What are the uses you give to your cell phones? You have the link there. Okay, so go ahead and write. Okay, so here students are going to write what they think they use the cell phones for when they are in class. For example, they use for investigation, maybe for reading. Okay, so they are going to write in here. So after everyone writes there in Padlet, I am going to read some of the answers that they put so everyone can listen. Okay, let's continue. Now we're going to read this article, okay? So, cell phones banned at South Lake School. South Lake Educational Community has been divided by the recent announcement by the principal of the school about the banning of cell phones. Principal Kyla Cramp has decided to ban the use of cell phones in our school as some teachers and parents complain about the inappropriate use of those devices. According to her announcement, as of May 23rd, students won't be able to use their phones inside the school building. When Mrs. Cramp was asked, she explained that there were many examples of cell phones abuse. Inappropriate cells are made in the middle of classes, distracting messages are received, pranks are played, and some illegal activities like cheating, copying, stealing, and bullying are being carried out. On the other hand, we have students who disagree with these reasons. They think some of the problem will continue even if students do not have cell phones in class. We could not believe it when the principal made the announcement. A month ago, a cell phone survey where around 1,000 students participated showed clearly that only 15% of students were using the cell phone in inappropriate and illegal ways, said Mark Klink, a 10th grade student. The survey also showed that 78% of students use their cell phones for educational activities like searching the web for information, email assignments for classes, and taking pictures or making videos for class projects. Only 15% accepted having used the cell phones inappropriately. Clear, there are pros and cons about using a cell phone in class. As Margaret Hillon, a student counselor plus puts it, students do not need prohibition. Instead, they should be taught how to use this technology in a responsible way. After all, new technologies like cell phones are not only possessions. They represent the acquisition of new technological, social, and ethical skills. Okay, let's see the vocabulary using this article. Okay, you listen some words that maybe you don't know the meaning. Okay, so let's see what they mean. So to ban, what is to ban? To prohibit. Here we have the sentence where it was used in the article. South Lake Educational Community has been divided by the recent announcement by the principal of the school about the banning of cell phones. Okay, So they are going to prohibit the cell phones at school. To complain, to express dissatisfaction about something. Here we have the context. Principal Kyla Crump has decided to ban the use of cell phones in our school as some teachers and parents complained about the inappropriate use of those devices according to, okay? So it's to express dissatisfaction about something. That is to complain. What means to cheat? To behave dishonesty. Here we have the context. Some illegal activities like cheating, copying, stealing, and bullying are being carried out. Okay? To steal, to take someone's property. To bully, to frighten or hurt people who are weaker. To prance, to make fun of other people. When Mrs. Crump was asked, she explained that there were many examples of cell phone abuse. Unimportant cells are made in the middle of classes, distracting messages are receiving, pranks are played, and some illegal activities like cheating, copying, stealing, and bullying are being carried out. Okay, so please open your notebooks, please copy these vocabulary words so you can have it and you can use it later in the debate and in the role play that we're going to do. Okay, so go ahead and copy this. Only the definitions. Okay, so when students finish copying this, we continue. Okay, guys, let's start with the debate. We're going to start with that. Okay, so I am going to give you the instructions of the debate. Okay, so you are going to see the pros and cons of using cell phones at school. You must use the learned vocabulary in the debate. Okay, the words that we just see, you're going to include it in the debate. So I am going to do two groups in the class. One group will defend the advantages of using cell phones at school, and the other group will defend the disadvantages of using cell phones at school. Okay, one is the advantages, one group is the advantages, one group is the disadvantages of using cell phones at school. Remember, please, to use the learned vocabulary. Okay, so remember, we're going to talk about pros and cons. Okay, so let's divide the class. This side of the class is going to be are going to talk about the advantages, and this side of the class are going to talk about the disadvantages of using cell phones at school. Okay, so we're going to start with the debate. Okay, so students start the debate. They start talking. They start talking about the pros and the cons of using cell phones at school. When they finish the debate, I will use 5 minutes for giving feedback and for consolidating concepts and facts. Okay, guys, now it's time for the role play. Okay, so here are the instructions. You must use the learned vocabulary in the role play. Okay, so again, we're going to have two groups. One group will represent students making a bad use of cell phones at school, and the other group will represent students using cell phones in an appropriate way at school. Okay, so again, two groups, the same groups. We're going to keep the two groups. That way we don't waste time. Okay, remember to use the vocabulary that I will show you. I will give you role cards. Let me show you. Okay, so I am going to give you role cards. This is for the first group. Okay, so student A is going to be in the group that represents a student making a bad use of cell phones at school. The role, the student will be cheating on a test. The vocabulary you must use is cheating. Okay, student B, the same group that represents making a bad use of cell phones. Your role is going to be doing pranks at school. The vocabulary you must use, prank. Student C, in the same group that represents the bad use of cell phones at school, your role will be bullying a classmate. The vocabulary that you must use is bullying, okay? And student D represents the same group, making a bad use of cell phones at school, and the role is stealing a cell phone. The vocabulary you must use is stealing. Okay, so these are the role cards for this first group. Okay. Now let's see the role cards for the second group. Okay, so all of these cards represents using cell phones in an appropriate way at school. Okay, all of these role cards. So student A will have the role of playing Kahoot. Okay, and the vocabulary that you must use is cheating. Student B, the role play that you're going to have is playing QR treasure hunt. The vocabulary you must use is prank and complaining. Student C, your role will be doing an investigation, and the vocabulary you must use is bullying. Student D, your role is going to be listening an audiobook, and your vocabulary will be complaining. That is the vocabulary that you must use. Student E, your role is going to be making a video for drama class, and the vocabulary that you must use is banning. Okay, so students join together and they start working on what they are going to say. Okay, so we're going to start with the role play. Okay, so guys, you have 5 minutes for preparing your role play. Okay, very quickly. Think what you are going to say. Okay, let's represent and let's do the role play right now. Okay, let's start. Okay, guys, now that you finish with the role play, now that you finish with the debate, let's do the wrap up activity. Okay, let's see how much you learned in this lesson. Okay, so I am going to put you, okay, you're going to have the wrap up activity. You have to match, let's see what you have to do in here. Okay, you have to match the word, you have to fill in the blank. You have a sentence, okay, and you have different words of the vocabulary that you just learned. What you're going to do is you're going to see what word needs to go in the blank that you have in the sentence, okay? So let's start. Go ahead, please. Start with that. Okay, so here, students are going to have this. They have the time for matching pairs. They will have 5 minutes for doing this, okay? So I start the activity, and what they are going to see. They're going to see this, okay? So they have the sentence, okay? And they need to match the word that is missing. Okay, so they need to read the sentence. For example, give the smelly object some time to become really aromatic, and then make a point of calling the victim of the, and they need to put in here. Okay, so they have all of these sentences. Okay, so they have all of the words that they learn. Okay, so for example, here's another sentence. She didn't, but he felt disappointment. The in blank was not removed till 1525, Erastus declaring his firm addition to the doctrine of the Trinity. Okay, so for example, you can just move it in here. For example, you just click in here, for example, this one with this one, like that. And it goes, put a check if they have it correct. Let's say, for example, I don't know, if they use this one and this one, go another check. and you keep matching, students keep matching the sentence with the words that are missing. Okay, that is what they need to do. Okay, guys, so you finished with this activity. Very good. I see that some of you did really, really well. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this class. Thank you very much. Okay, and see you tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Bye.